What was the best day you had?
It was I think I sold 104 units. I think on the best day. Yeah,
That's crazy because your
yeah,
graph is the
yeah.
graph goes like whoop and it goes
I
like
know.
straight up. All right, everybody. I'm joined here with Terry on Skype. He has just joined our 10K club, so he's going to be the proud recipient of one of these. So I have it on order, which is good because well, we only ordered it I think yesterday, so that's on order. And the idea of that is that once people reach their first £10,000 selling on Amazon, then we get them into 10K club. And then when they do their first 100,000, I'm not sure if you can see that in the shot. No. Then they get their 100,000 award. So we just wanted to pick your brain, Terry, and just find out a little bit more about your journey. So welcome.
Hello there.
Would it be okay if you can just kind of give people a little bit of a backstory, kind of like how just before we started recording, a bit of a backstory as to why you started looking into FBA, what was appealing for you, and just kind of giving the backstory before we get into all the results and stuff.
Sure. Yeah, my journey started really. I've had a kidney transplant, and I've had that for 35 years now, and it is starting to fail. So I was looking for something I could generate an income from that didn't involve lots of heavy work or 9 to 5 type job. So something I could take easier because I'm struggling to, everyday life now because
Mm.
kidney failure isn't great. I'm
No.
still getting by. So I wanted to find something I could do that would earn me an income.
Yeah. Did you look into to other kind of different business models or anything like that?
I, I, I looked at drop shipping and things like that, but I'm not sure that is the way forward, really. But
Hmm.
no, I
Okay.
saw your course and I went with the course, and yeah, I'm pleased I did.
Good. Yeah, I'm pleased you did. All right, wicked. So, I guess the thing that people always want to ask is like, how did you find your product? And let's start with that. Was there a particular method you used, or did it just come to you?
No, I used Jungle Scout to
Hmm.
start with, but I was finding probably the same results everyone else was finding.
Yeah.
So I tried various other ways to just searching through Amazon basically
Hmm. Yeah.
and running reports through Jungle Scout
Mm.
and finding figures that way.
Yeah.
Really, that was the
Yeah.
way I came up with it.
I think that's a really good bit of advice for anyone that is watching and listening. Is although Jungle Scout, Helium 10, they're tools. They're not magic money buttons. You still have to be able to actually just find opportunity and use them as like the tip of the iceberg. But actually, you want to just find something that sells well, and then obviously use your intuition, use your research to then figure out
Yeah.
the rest of it, which is really cool. And um, how long then roughly maybe were you dedicating a lot of time to it, or is it something you do in your evenings?
Yeah, to start with, I was probably 4 or 5 hours a day to
Hmm.
start with. I was designing the packaging and things like that.
Nice.
So working on ideas and promotions and things I could do. So
Hmm.
that's what took my time up to start with. Yeah.
Yeah, so pretty hands on at the start, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I believe you launched, I think you said it was kind of late last year, right?
August, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, late last
August
year.
time I launched it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
So
a bit of a slow start.
it was a slow
A bit of a
start.
slow start, yeah.
Christmas seemed to pick up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know if there was a reason for that? Have you been able to analyze and gone back and go, okay, well, is there something I didn't do back then that I did do in January, February that made a difference?
Um, I don't know. I've been adjusting my PPC campaign
Hmm.
all along the way, and up and down. Um, I've been, you do find when you tweak it, you do notice a big difference. So
Hmm.
I don't know really. It's it's just amazing, really.
Yeah.
It just took off.
And what was the
So
best day?
about
What was the best day you had?
it was, I think I sold 104 units. I think on the best day. Yeah,
That's crazy because your graph is
yeah,
the graph goes like
yeah.
whoop and it goes like straight
I
up.
know.
But you don't know what kind of happened to have that huge spike, or Amazon
No,
decided, you know what, this one's gonna have
could
the
be,
attention.
could
Yeah.
be. Yeah. Well, the trouble is, it's. it's caught me totally off guard, and I'm totally running out of stock now. So,
Yeah.
and obviously, I'm waiting for a new delivery now. But
I know how you feel.
had I known this, I could have planned it. But
I think
there's
yeah,
no planning for that. So.
yeah. There's always going to be that point where you're like, okay, well, I want to sell out, but oh god, if I don't know when it's going to happen, I'm still going to sell out. I actually sold out
Yeah.
today completely of hydrofuel. I had one unit in stock, but
Oh, good.
I'm unfortunately limited by my factory still being closed. But yeah,
Okay.
I know how it feels. I know how it feels. But at the end of the day, it's much better to have stock sold than to have stock
Yeah.
sitting there not
Yeah.
being sold. So it's always a good problem to have. So hopefully we'll get that underway going into the future. What is there any particular learning curves you went through that you maybe think other beginners or people starting that they kind of need to be aware of, or you think is really important for people to understand?
Um, Keeping a grasp on PPC, I think, is a real
Yeah.
tough one. I think to start with, I think my budget was running away,
Hmm.
and I didn't really notice it until you start seeing how much you're paying out for PPC. And
Hmm.
I should have kept more track on that, I think.
Yeah,
But
absolutely. Yeah,
I seem to rein it in a bit more and keep a control on it now. So yeah, I
fantastic.
think that's the one to watch is the PPC running away and
Definitely,
not
definitely.
realising how much you're
Yeah.
spending.
Yeah, PPC is a big one because obviously when you see it, it's just numbers on the screen, and it does equate to real money in real life. Um, it's quite interesting. We've been working on some new PPC training. I'm not sure if you saw in the group. Been working on some new PPC training recently,
Yeah,
to really kind of like nail down on day one, do this. On day four, do this.
yeah,
On day seven, do this. So hopefully
mm,
I'll give you access to that as well. So um, you can
yeah,
have a bit of helping hand on that. Um,
yeah. I
in
think I need to revise my PPC for my second product because yeah, need to get something going on that.
Wicked. Okay, cool. So when in terms of future plans, do you have obviously providing everything comes back in stock, it's all well and good, everything continues as you'd hope it to. Where do you kind of see it going through 2020? What's your goals for the Amazon business?
I would like I'd like to have another 3, 4 products in the
Yeah,
bag. Hopefully within the next year or two.
wicked. Yeah,
Um, Trying to source them though or find them is the game. But
yeah, absolutely.
it is obviously doable. But it's trying to think of what to do.
Yeah. Do you think you have more of you have well you must do have more of an insight now as to what the
Yeah,
figures relate to in kind of real life terms?
yeah, I think so. It's which makes it harder because you can you can really rule out a lot of stuff before you even start thinking about it.
I was actually doing some research today, just trying to find specifically like one type of product, and then kind of analyze them. And it can be hard, but I think when you really start looking for the gap, then
Mm,
it's like anything. If you ask someone to, I think I saw this on a Tony Robbins video where he's like, look around the room and tell me all the things that are red, and everyone's picking out all the things that are red, like chair, like curtain, whatever. And then you
yeah,
ask people, well, how many things were brown? I'm like, well, we don't know. You told us to look for red. So unless you're looking for it,
that's right.
you're
You
not going to
don't find
find it.
yeah,
Exactly, you're not going to find it.
no,
So
yeah,
I think that's one of the big issues people have with product research is that they're not knowing that what they're actually looking for is the gap in the market rather than just the numbers. I guess moving on from that, what would be your advice for someone that is literally either just starting or thinking about starting? Because you must have had concerns before you started. You must have.
yeah. Concerns are obviously investing the money and
Yeah.
it failing straight away.
Yeah.
There's always that risk.
Hmm.
Um, you know, but I always used to think, well, maybe at least I would be able to sell them and get my money back, possibly. So
Yeah.
that was always a fallback. Um, but no, you just got to be bold enough to make that first step because
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people think about doing it and they don't actually do it.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't never know until you try, do you?
It's right. Never know. Yeah. And may I ask, have you ever had a business before? Have you been a
No, I
business owner
haven't. No,
before? And how have you found
no.
that? How have you found that experience?
Yeah, there's a lot to. So I've had a bit of accounting experience, so I'm
Mhm.
sort of au fait with that. But yeah, I think I need to get an accountant sorted out soon and get some help with the books as
Yeah,
such.
I'll figure out how much HMRC would like to take from you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Damn them. If anyone has any questions, then ping them down in the comments, and then I'll answer them. So if you have any questions about starting or anything that Terry's mentioned, then again, just let me know, and I will be able to answer any questions that you guys have. But yeah, I'd love to thank you for taking the
Okay.
time to
Nice.
join us today. And what we'll do is, where in the UK are you as well?
I'm Hertfordshire.
Hertfordshire, perfect, nice and close. So I'm in Hertfordshire
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
So when I get the awards, I've got about, I don't know, 15, 20 of them sitting in the corner. So we're going to do a meet up, and yeah, we'll invite you down, and I'll give it to you in person as well,
Yeah.
which will be awesome.
Lovely. Great.
Lovely. Thank you very much, Terry.
Thank you.
Take
Thanks a
care.
lot.
Bye bye. Now, I hope you did enjoy that interview. If you do want to join the Seller Pro Academy, there is going to be a link down below. Go ahead and do that, and I will see you in the Facebook group so you too can be part of the 10K and the 100K club, so you can get one of your lovely awards as well. As always, make sure you are subscribed with your notifications turned on, and remember, you're just one product away. Bye bye.